Have you ever found yourself questioning your reality in a relationship? You know something's off, but you just can't put your finger on it. You may well be dealing with cognitive dissonance, a psychological phenomenon where your beliefs and your reality are actually in conflict with each other, which leads to confusion, stress, and emotional turmoil. And narcissists are particularly skilled at creating this kind of mental fog. So in this video, we are going to be exploring 7 ways that narcissists create cognitive dissonance and how you can recognize these tactics to protect your mental and emotional well-being. One of the most common tactics narcissists use to create cognitive dissonance is through idealization and then devaluation. So remember that both parts have to be there. At the start of the relationship, they will put you on a pedestal. They will shower you with praise and affection and attention. You will feel like you're the most important person in their world. But once they've hooked you in, the mask starts to slip. Suddenly, the compliments turn into criticisms. The affection turns into emotional withdrawal, and you are left trying to reconcile the person they were at the beginning with the person that they are now. And this stark contrast between the idealization and devaluation creates a whirlwind of confusion and self-doubt, leaving you questioning your own worth and sanity, and also leaving you trying to get back to the idealization stage. So you start running on that hamster wheel, trying really hard, and they will just keep giving you little tidbits of praise, just enough to keep you running. The second way that narcissists create cognitive dissonance is through reactive abuse. They will provoke you, push your buttons, and manipulate situations in order to get a reaction out of you. And when you finally explode or react emotionally, they will turn the tables, making you feel like the abuser. So they will say things like, "See, this is why we have problems. You're always overreacting. I knew you were crazy. Look at your temper, look at your anger. Oh, you got issues." And this tactic is really, really particularly damaging because it distorts your perception of reality. You start to believe that maybe you are actually the problem, which further deepens the cognitive dissonance. Number 3, narcissists are masters at manipulating your perceptions. They will use gaslighting, a form of psychological manipulation, to make you question your memory, your judgment, and even your sanity. I'm going to put a video up here about gaslighting because I've done one before. Gaslighting is the worst of all because gaslighting is so insidious and it's so confusing and it causes so much cognitive dissonance and it's so unbelievable when you're faced with it. But you know, there's this massive part of you going, this is not right. I remember this a different way, or I know there's something else happened. And then the person you trust and you're emotionally connected to is telling you something completely different. It's an awful thing. When someone's gaslighting you, they may deny things that they said or did, or twist your words to make it seem like you're the one who's being unreasonable. And over time, this constant manipulation wears you down so that you start to doubt yourself, wondering if you're remembering things correctly or if you're just imagining things. And this confusion is exactly what the narcissist wants. It keeps you off balance and it makes you easier to control. I can't remember what number we're on, but the next one is narcissists will often create situations where you're constantly debating between choices. Should I stay or should I go? Should you trust them or should I not? Should you forgive them or should you hold your ground? This endless cycle of indecision is exhausting and creates a lot of cognitive dissonance. The narcissist will feed off this uncertainty because it does keep you stuck. It keeps you running on the hamster wheel, but keeps you stuck. It makes you unable to make clear decisions, and the longer you stay in this cycle, the more drained and confused you will become, which again makes it even harder to break free. All of this is about manipulating you, bringing you in, the fly into the spider's web, and then you cannot break free, even if you want to. The next one would be the sunk cost fallacy. The sunk cost fallacy is another psychological trap that narcissists exploit. This is the idea that you've already invested so much time, energy, or resources into the relationship, as I said earlier, that you feel compelled to keep going, even when it's clearly harming you. The narcissist may well remind you of all the good times you've had and how much they've supposedly sacrificed for you, making you feel guilty for even considering leaving. And again, this creates cognitive dissonance because you're so torn between the desire to leave a toxic situation and the belief that you've invested too much time to walk away now. And if you've been gaslit as well, you're going to doubt your own perception of reality. You're going to doubt your own thoughts, your own inner intuition, your own judgment. Next way that narcissists will do this or cause cognitive dissonance is through mixed messages. They're another tool in the narcissist's arsenal against you, in a narcissist's arsenal to manipulate you and control you, devour you, if you like. One day they're going to be loving and attentive, and the next day they're going to be cold and distant. And they may well give you praise in one moment, and then they'll criticize you the next moment. And then, I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And these conflicting signals will keep you off balance and constantly guessing. You're left trying to decode their behavior, wondering what you did wrong or how you can get back to the good times. And this inconsistency creates a lot of cognitive dissonance as you try to make sense of the narcissist's ever-changing moods and intentions. And actually, the sunk cost fallacy can play a role within most relationships when they start getting difficult, because we do become emotionally invested. And we do take time, and I often hear people say, well, I don't want to start all over again. And, you know, better the devil you know, and all of those kind of phrases, and I know them, and I think this, and you make excuses for them. But actually what you're doing is you're trying to protect yourself from everything you gave into that relationship, that piece of you that you're going to end up grieving if you walk away. All of those memories, everything you built up that you're going to end up grieving, all this massive sense of loss. And your body, your mind doesn't want to go there, and your body definitely doesn't want to go there, because your body's already beginning to fall into the void. It can feel that lurch. It knows what's going to happen, and nobody wants to be in that. So we just keep going. Another way that narcissists cause cognitive dissonance for us is through triangulation. So what is triangulation? Well, this is having a third party, or bringing a third party into the relationship dynamic. And this can be a friend, a family member, or even an ex, even somebody kind of like new, but it's very, very comfortable. This creates jealousy, competition, and this will also validate their own position within the relationship. Again, this is about power. Okay, this is about pushing you down. I'm going to triangulate. Okay, I'm going to bring this third party into the relationship, and this is going to make you feel certain ways. So then I become even more powerful over you. So they might say things like, well, so-and-so thinks you're overacting too, or I was never treated this way by my ex, which is a horrible thing to say to somebody. And this triangulation makes you feel less valued and more insecure, further deepening the cognitive dissonance as you struggle to understand why you're suddenly not good enough. So these are just 7 ways, I think I did, that narcissists will create cognitive dissonance using manipulation and control to keep you confused and off balance and dependent on them. If you recognize these patterns in your own relationships, it really is important to trust your instincts. I would say, I can't emphasize that enough. Trust your instinct and seek help. If there is a question mark over something, that question mark is there for a reason. That's your instinct, yes, your intuition trying to tell you something, going, this does not feel right, this does not seem right, this doesn't feel right. There's a question mark, and it shouldn't be there if it's a healthy relationship. So cognitive dissonance can be incredibly disorientating, but understanding these tactics is the first step in breaking free from the cycle of abuse. So if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel, please, for more content like this. It really does help the channel. Share this video with anyone you think might benefit from it. And remember that you deserve to live a life free from manipulation and control. Feel free to leave any comments below in the comment section and ask any questions, and I will endeavor to get back to you. Thank you very much for watching. And until I see you again next time, please take very good care of yourselves. Adios.